Yo, my peoples, what's up? Welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. Jason here, and today I have a full playthrough of Pandemic with the modules from the State of Emergency expansion. I have two modules for you today. I have the Hinterlands expansion, which simulates disease coming from the hinterlands, animals transmissible to human beings, and also the Superbug mutation. If you have followed my playthroughs, lots of purple disease. My main enemy, and this is the most formidable enemy yet, the Superbug mutation. So I will give you a full playthrough, my fourth playthrough in the series. I love Pandemic, so I'm very happy to bring it to all of you. But before we get to that, let me tell you about the One Stop Co-op Shop. We are a gaming empire. We have the YouTube channel, the YouTube stream channel. We constantly have videos coming out multiple times per week on both of those channels. Please give us a subscription to either or both. We have the podcast twice per week. On Wednesdays, we have special topics, and on Sundays, we have gaming-focused content, all of your solo and co-op favorites. We have our Discord community, which is an amazing, open, intelligent, and safe community, and a bunch of folks who are sharing in our love for solo and cooperative games. We have Patreon, so please consider a contribution there. But if you want to join our community, it is completely free to join our Discord. We are the One Stop Co-op Shop. We are your one stop for solo and cooperative gaming goodness. This is the first module, the Hinterlands. Welcome to the Yonder, where animals roam and breed different diseases, which will be transferred to humans at some point. Of all the modules, I think this one brushes up the closest to, as I record this, the current reality of COVID. So I could totally imagine people are like, nope, I'm checking out over here. But for those who are willing to take the journey, then I'm very willing to drive that car. Anyway, so this is a space, and characters can go to that space from a area that is connected. That's what these discs are. The discs represent connections, and you can drive to whatever the space is, or you can drive out of it to a connected space. So it shrinks the board a little bit. So it would normally take 1, 2, 3 actions to get from Atlanta to London. Through a hinterland space, it only takes 2. So that's one way in which it makes the game a little bit easier. It changes up the geometry, but it's slightly easier. The other way is that once you're on this space, you can trade cards that are of the same color. So you notice that Milan has nothing to do with anything in the blue area. However, I can trade that freely. So another way to kind of trade cards if you could meet up in hinterland spaces. But it does present extra challenge as well. So after every single infection step, it will add more cubes to the board. So then I would roll. There would be 2 blank sides and 1 side for each color. So then if I roll the blue, then out of the supply, I would get 1 cube over here. And it can outbreak. It would outbreak to the connected cities, just like that. So it adds a little bit in terms of helping you. Shrinking the board, changing the geometry a little bit, but the extra cubes you will definitely feel throughout your game. The other challenge that I'm using, and this is the most difficult challenge to date in Pandemic, it says so in the rulebook, I can confirm with my plays, this is pretty hard. This is the Superbug mutation. The purple cubes are back. So the purple mutation will populate the same way by cards on the board. Only the difference between all those other variant mutations in other modes of Pandemic is that these cubes are untreatable. So I can treat this cube as necessary, to get rid of my black and all that kind of stuff. But if I try to treat purple, it's not going anywhere. So the only way to deal with them before you can cure them is with this other module, the quarantine module. You can use the quarantine module in other games, independently, but you must use it in this game. As an action, you would put this quarantine on a Superbug city. As the city comes up, so in the case this is Karachi would have come up again. Normally you would get an additional Superbug cube over here, which is terrible, but instead you would tick down 1, and that would go like that. So on a future turn, if you wanted to tick that back up to 2, that'd be available as an action. Both of those things, putting cubes, putting the quarantine down and also refreshing it are extra actions that you can do to deal with the Superbug. Also important to note about these mutation cards is that they do pull from the next card from the top of the deck, not from the bottom as in the other mutations. So you're more likely to get existing cities getting Superbug. So then in that particular case, let's say I got a Superbug mutation and the next card was like a Kolkata or something, I would not place a black cube, I would place a purple cube, and I'd have more Superbug to go around. So I have progressed the game a little bit. At some point, I need to cure this thing. It follows the same rule as previous mutation mods where you would need 2 cards that had these bug things on them and 3 of any other card. You would discard it and then it becomes treatable. On another turn, you can turn any research station into a vaccine factory. And on every subsequent player turn, it would build up these doses of vaccine. So like, you turn them in and you can't cure anything here anymore, but it does produce vaccine. You can travel between places and that's going to be really important. It's going to build up vaccine doses. On a turn, I can pick up all vaccine doses, put them in my personal player area. And then once I get to a place where there is Superbug, I would use 1 vaccine dose and it would get rid of all of the purple cube. The goal of the Superbug challenge is to eradicate the mutation. You can't just cure it, you have to eradicate it by distributing vaccine. Again, this is brushing up against real life a little bit because, vaccine hesitancy and spreading vaccine to all the world. Let's imagine that we are in a world where there is no vaccine hesitancy. Vaccines are freely available and they're for everybody. So you are actually showing the world how it can be done, spreading vaccine throughout the world and stopping the mutation for good here in this module. And, oh, by the way, the Superbug challenge is so hard that you get bonuses. You'll put in as many of these bonus cards as there are epidemics. I'm using 4 epidemics, so 4 bonus cards, 5 and 5 bonus cards and all that kind of thing. So then they do different things. You can either have a regional response to direct flight to any yellow city or kind of a wild to help you discover a cure a little bit easier. I am ready to begin a combined game, Hinterlands and Superbug Mutation. Normal mode, 5 epidemics, 5 of those bonus cards. See how it goes. My cast of characters is the first responder. This one, as an action, you may move to any city with a research station, so prioritizing getting research stations. And this is the magic one. Out of turn, Avengers style. After an epidemic, move to that epidemic city and treat disease. So able to mitigate the worst of those card turns, which is nice. Now we got the veterinarian. Only the Superbug, on the Hinterland challenge. Here, they can go to any hinterland space from a research station and treat disease more effectively there. So this team is not very powerful in terms of really impacting the board on their single turns, but they have a lot of mobility, so I'm hoping that makes up for it. And my designated cure person is the Gene Splicer. Discover a cure at a research station in the city of the color being cured with the rainbow. 2 city cards of that color and 3 other cities. That's nice. Lots of flexibility in being able to cure stuff. I've used the Gene Splicer to great effect. Going to follow the rule of the highest pop city is the first player. And Beijing at 17 million is going to be first for the first responder. And their turn is going to be super easy. We have a cluster of 3 up here in Chicago. So we are just going to go up and clear out to that 3. I like doing that when I don't have a lot of other clear ways to get around. Just go to a place, clear a bunch of cubes. Can't go wrong. All right. Ooh, my first bonus card right away. A black wild card, basically. Go ahead and put that next to Cairo. And resource planning. Draw, look at, and rearrange the top 4 cards of the player deck. Do not mix them with your hand. Very nice. When I want to craft a cure, this is a very effective way to go about it, or just kind of mitigate epidemics. Lots of great ones. All of the events are new, and they're all pretty good. I know what this is because I built the deck that way. This is the mutation. The next card is purple. That would be Algiers and London. So know where I want to put a research station when the time comes. It is the veterinarian's turn. Remember, the veterinarian can go from research station to any hinterland space. They got the connects, baby. There you go. So they're going to go here. Go ahead and clean that out. And then go over to Sao Paulo, connected. Hey, look at that. A quarantine area. Let's go ahead and quarantine Sao Paulo against the superbug. All right. A little bit of a placid start. I'll take it. It'll get intense sooner rather than later. I'm fine. I need to watch out and see if I get any purple cubes. As opposed, I mean, all of them you have to want to get an early cure, but the superbug is really important because you can't treat them, and the longer they stick around untreated, the more they spread. So I need to look out for when I get cards that have the superbug cubes on them. All right, let's go ahead and roll black. Like your heart. Beautiful. And we got Santiago down here in Chile and Istanbul, Turkey, right there. All right, so this is one of them strategy things. Normally, if I was just looking to get rid of clusters, that's a cluster. The gene splicer is going, so just, do it. Can't get there very easily, and I like the gene splicer having cards. So instead, I'm just going to mosey on down to Miami, get rid of these 2 cubes, and stay near a research station. There is an outside chance they could just be dealt the yellow cure right away. I'm a gambling man. This is not the red cure, or the yellow cure, but close to a lot of different cures. So I wanted to hold on to cards for the gene splicer especially. All right, so let's go ahead and roll. No black. That's black. That's what I get for tempting fate. Sorry about that. Now we have the 3 cluster over there. Hopefully that lasts for the veterinarian to deal with. So we also have Buenos Aires and Khartoum. All right, the thing that Pandemic specializes in more than anything, pick your poison. Got something about to explode over here and over here. My first responder is in Chicago, so they are going to walk to San Francisco, do the nice board wrap over there, head in Tokyo, and go over there and pray to whoever is up there that I do not roll a black. I am about due for an epidemic. That is not an epidemic. Okay, that's pretty good. Get some research stations going. Nice late epidemic to give me a little bit of a breather. I'll take it. And this is where the Hinterlands challenge could be a real pain in the tuchus. Or it could be nothing. Whew! Oh, man. So we're just going to go ahead and put cubes in Johannesburg. That's down there. And Essen, right in this cluster where I hope to put a research station eventually. Time for the gene splicer to go. Doesn't have too much available to them right where they are. So we are going to discard Khartoum to get over there. And because we're going to get an epidemic, we're going to go 2, 3, and we're going to lay down a quarantine right there and be in range to help this out as necessary. Come on, I shuffled right? Yep, there we go. And blue, okay, a suitable rainbow, which is what I wanted to have generally. We're going to move that infection marker up 1, and the city is St. Petersburg. All right, so St. Petersburg is actually not bad in terms of connections, won't do too much damage. I say that now. Lots of cards to go on top of the infection deck. As we prepare to unleash these cards, here comes the first responder. Boop! Yeah! Yee-haw! Very nice. Let's go ahead and roll them bones. That is another yellow. I could deal with that. And let's reveal some cards. We got Istanbul right there. And, aw, come on. Mutation. Let it be in one of the other cards. St. Petersburg. Boy, boo. But at least my boy is there to, or my lady is there to put a quarantine there very quickly. And look at that. It is the first responder's turn. That is exactly what they're going to do. We are going to put a quarantine marker right there. One thing I should have articulated, the quarantine marker stops a card, basically. So cards will normally add 2 cubes, but in this, if I pull a card that was St. Petersburg, it would count as 1 hit. So it blocked basically both cubes. So that's really nice. So then I'm going to go 2. Normally don't love passing by the 2 markers over here, but we are going to go 3, and we are going to build a research station. Very important to get those up. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in hand. I would normally have to discard, but I'm actually going to use this now. This resource planning as a reminder. Draw and look at rearrange the top 4 cards of the player deck. The reason I want to do so now is that she has Paris. Paris has a Superbug. So then if one of these 4 cards, not just 2, 4 cards, has a Superbug, I can cure it next turn, and it would all fit in my hand. So let's go ahead and check it out. I have smoked out an epidemic that makes me feel good, and Kinshasa, Miami, clean, St. Petersburg. I was just there. Woohoo! Should I fire off the epidemic now? I feel like I'm in a decent spot for it. Why the heck not? Yeah, why not? I'm going to fire off the epidemic right now because the first responder is just going to go intercept it. Yeehaw! All right, so the epidemic city is Atlanta. And here we go again. Woohoo! Going to normally have placed 3, but we get the instant treat, and the first responder is my hero. And they can cure the Superbug on the next turn. So much good stuff happening. Man, I love events. It's one of my favorite things to do here in this game. So it is going to be 3 cards, or 4 cards really. 3 cube placements. That is fine. And we're going to go ahead and roll. But the veterinarian is going next, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, Atlanta would have exploded in my faces, but that is not happening. And the Superbug in St. Petersburg again. When a Superbug is the same card, another reason why I wanted to do the infection thing early, because that could happen, it has no effect. It would have added cubes over here, but it actually does not end up doing that. Like I said before, it just blocks it and goes to 1. I have mitigated an instance of Superbug. Yes! All right, veterinarian would like to clear out this last cube, but we have action economy to take care of, baby. We're going to Chennai. Even though that veterinarian has 3 cards of black, I think this is going to be really important to do. Get those research stations all over the world. And from that research station, we're going to go into the hinterlands, any hinterlands I want, and treat 2. You have been a champion, sir. All right, so I know Istanbul is going to come up, and the gene splicer is there on the case. So that's fine. Another cube in red, making 2. And here is Istanbul. So that is okay. And then Paris. Time for the gene splicer to get in there. We are going to take care of Istanbul for the rest of the game. 3 actions to remove all those cubes. A black card would give me a lot of flexibility. That's not a black card. Local initiative. Place a quarantine marker in any city. I'm going to use that right away. And we are going to place my last quarantine marker in Chennai. Right there. You would think I would put it in Paris, but I have a plan for Paris. Next card is going to be Lima. A black would have been nice, wouldn't it? All right, so let's see. None of the hinterland stake space are especially threatening except for red. Got black. Black was dealt with a little while ago. That's at 2. Here we go. We got Chicago, which was cleaned right at the beginning of the game. And Sao Paulo, which has a quarantine marker down from 2 to 1. First responder has been a hero so far. They're going to continue to do so. We got 2 black cubes right there. We are going to move to Cairo. Remember, I manipulated the deck with the event to get 2 cities with the purple. That is Paris and St. Petersburg. We have got a nice early cure of the superbug. So when you discover a cure, you actually replace that research station with a vaccine factory. Beautiful. Look at that. Oh, we already have one. So at the end of the turn, it would get another one. So that is available for somebody to pick up at a later turn. Sign of a successful turn. A nice empty hand. We got Washington and Sao Paulo. Okay, we're just hitting a rhythm over here, aren't we? Yellow. Beautiful. I got my veterinarian who's sitting there right over there. What else do we got here? We got Tokyo, which was cleaned out before, and Beijing, which is also something just to keep in mind, but not an immediate threat. Veterinarian's turn. First turn is very obvious. Cure 2 in the hinterland space. We're going to go to the research station. So now I face a real decision point. I could, as an action, turn this into a vaccine station and get 2 cures pumping, and that would be very helpful to get Sao Paulo vaccinated. However, both the first responder and the veterinarian, specifically their movement is key to research stations, not vaccine factories. And I don't see any thing in the FAQ that says that those are transferable. So it becomes like a real decision point. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on and just manage the superbug. I think for the most part, the superbug is fairly contained, except for Paris. I'll take care of Paris. So what I'm going to do is instead take the long flight down to one of these 2 cities. I will choose black and clean there too. You are living in the hinterlands. You're like Jack Outback. I love that. All right, you got 5 cards. I might get an epidemic here. Nope, I was supposed to get my bonus first. Bonus. As one action, discard this card to make a direct flight to any yellow disease and treat there. That's cool. Let's go ahead and roll. I think I should roll the ocean so I don't mess up the things on the board. Red. Oh, look at that. Red is at 3. I don't like the sound of that. Let's see what happens. Mumbai has a quarantine. Haha. My special event takes effect. And Buenos Aires gets a second cube right next to research station. Love that. Oh. So I had things set up really well for the Gene Splicer. Remember that the first responder has this black card, and they could just freely trade. Share knowledge matches any black cities, and I'm in a black city, so I could have traded for that and arranged for getting a cure somewhere. I do not like this. It would, if it exploded, it would send it to all 5 of these areas and create all these clusters. So I'm going to do a very suboptimal thing for mitigation. We are going to travel to Seoul. We are going to move to Seoul. We are going to go to the hinterlands. What's all these pigs in this wet market over here? And I'm going to break that up. That still could explode if I get really unlucky rolls, but at least I've mitigated stuff, and we'll see if delaying the blue cure, because I probably would have cured blue, will bite me. Who knows? All right, let's see what I get. What? No! Oh, no! That is an early epidemic. That is super early. And also the tradable card, but for blue. Ugh. See what the card is. Cairo, which is exactly where my man, which is my lady, my first responder is there. Just travels, maybe kind of does a little dance and takes out one of them. This should have another vaccine dose because the vaccine doses accrue after player turn. So one after the veterinarian's turn would be here. That is 3. And I am okay on that. Wow. Whew. All right. So now my infection rate is 3. I am Istanbul, which got cleaned, which I'm going to safely ignore. Buenos Aires, which is now at 3, but our research station is there. And a mutation. Let's see where the mutation lands in. Welcome to my trap. Yes. A couple things I forgot to do. Gotta roll. Oh no! Good thing the gene splicer arrived over there. And also this ends up there. So now there are 4 vaccines over there. I really hope I don't roll a red on this next thing. That would be really super unlucky. Easy enough turn. 1 action to collect whatever vaccines have been building up over here. Unlike in real life, they do not expire. I can hold them until the end of the game. So then we're going to leave that there for now. This is the bigger priority. We're going to go 2, 3. And Paris, we are going to take care of you. And then next turn, we're going to vaccinate and clean you. Still not in a position to trade this black card. Everything got broken up. That's what the game does. But at least I should be clear of epidemics for quite a while because that last one was super early. And I have a feeling I know around where these are going because we didn't get a lot of cards last time. Paris, thank you for being there. 1 vaccine dose will cure all 3 of these purple, so I'm not that worried about it. That's nice. St. Petersburg has lost its quarantine. People are at it. They protested in front of the city hall, and they said, let us out. I don't want to wear these masks, any of this stuff. And it has caught on. The rebellion against public health measures continues. Quarantines have been broken. No. And this is just going to be a roll, straight up roll. Come on. I have 1 in 6 chance of being completely hosed. I am not hosed. Oh, man. And it does get 1 vaccine dose at the end of all that. Very, very easy turn for the veterinarian. We're going to go to Chennai now that we're at that research station, which was so clutch to have it there. I'm going to travel to any place, and now we are together, and we're going to spend 2 actions, 1 to clear 2 and 1 to clear 1. Whew! Alright, so I have 7 cards, so I'm going to be discarding some, and I get 2 black. Whoa! You can clear black on your own, sir. Well done. So we're going to get rid of this blue, which is London, and this yellow, which is Santiago. All right, rolling in the ocean once again. A little bit of a break there. Let's go to Sao Paulo, which loses its quarantine. I'm telling you, it's a worldwide revolt against quarantines. Tokyo, which gets its 3rd cube, so gonna manage that, and Atlanta. And of course, can't forget that vaccine dose, very important. All right, Gene Splicer's turn. The Hinterlands have been managed. I have no cures except for the purple, but at least I got that sideboard going. What I'm going to do is take advantage of the fact that I can freely trade red cards. I'm going to acquire Tokyo from the veterinarian. I'm going to go to Shanghai because that's a connection. I'm going to go 3, and I'm not going to get another epidemic until this person goes because that was a super early epidemic. And I'm going to make a research station in Tokyo. I have a feeling I'm going to get a lot of use out of this research station right here, whether as a base for dealing with stuff or to turn into a vaccine factory. All right, so I have 6 cards. Come on, black. Come on, black. That is not black, but I might be able to naturally cure blue. That brings me to 7 cards. Yes! That gives me so much flexibility. Which card do I get rid of? Let's get rid of a blue that I just acquired. All right, roll the dice in the ocean. Black, which will get its first one in a while. That's nice. We got Chicago with 2. It's okay. Beijing with 3. Need to worry about that. Oh, maybe not. Who knows? And Khartoum with a second one. And another vaccine dose. Build them up, baby. Time for the first responder to be hero again. We are going to get rid of 1 out of 4 vaccine doses and get rid of all this sickness in Paris. Get out of here. And we are also going to take 2 away from Paris that takes it out of the consideration as a real threat for me. Now that Paris is clear, we are going to go to a black research station. Remember the first responders power, they can go to a research station. Cannot go to Cairo, have to be Chennai. I'll show you why in just a second. All right, she has 5 cards working on something. Hey, blue, why not? We'll get to blue eventually. All right, let's go ahead and roll in the Indian Ocean. Come on. It's only 2, it's not 3, so that's not too bad. All right, so we got Johannesburg gets its 2nd cube. Tehran gets a cube. Nice. And Madrid gets its 2nd cube. Not too shabs. Time for the veterinary to do their thing. Regional Response Team. As one action, discard this card to make a direct flight to any yellow city and treat disease. Yeah! Someone else gets to say, Yahoo! All right, that was one action. 2 actions, we are going to gather. 3rd action right here, the first responder has this nice city card, which is basically a wild for black. I have to do it in a black city, but it matches any of the black cards. And for a 4th action, I got 5 black cards. Bam! Cured, black one, 2 out of 5. I am in 4th epidemic range. I just need to be mindful of that. All right, we got emergency conference. Select a player. Each other player's pawn may move to that city. Woohoo! Avengers assemble! And a same card for red, which might come in handy. All right, rolling in the Indian Ocean again. Nice. Don't need that. So London gets its 2nd cube. Oh, I'm doing pretty good this game. Santiago gets its 2nd cube. And Algiers. Yeah, you're still in quarantine, not like the rest of this ungrateful world. I am completely loving the fact that I have a research station right here. I'm going to clean that off for 1. Wish I could clean it more, but I need my actions. We're going to move here for 2. And we are going to use the fancy Gene Splicer power. We got 2 yellow cards and then the rainbow of other cards, this isolated sample. Don't need that. You are coming super handy. And we have cured our 3rd disease very quickly, which is yellow. Bam. And we are going to, with our 4th action, turn this into a vaccine factory. Every vaccine factory comes with 1 dose. And that is the end of the turn. So it will acquire a 2nd dose. And the one in Cairo is going to have its 5th dose. Oh, boy. I don't need that much, but I do need some. All right. Living in fear of 3rd epidemic. Getting by. Wow. And sample delivery. Select one player. He may, or she, should be she, may give 1 city card to any other player. Woohoo! So just here. Have a card. That might come in super handy. All right, roll in the ocean. Black. Black now has 3 cubes. Cannot leave well enough alone, can you, Hinterlands? All right, so Manila gets 1. Miami gets 1. I think that was a problem way in the early of the game. And then a mutation. Come on, be somewhere good. Essen. Wow. Okay. So Europe, Western Europe is doing something really wrong. Lab leak right there. Here we go with the first responder. Really wants to get there. Black is cured, so I can reach it from there because I'm in transport space. But she is the only one with vaccine doses. That is so critical. And I am definitely in the latter third of the game, or entering the latter third of the game. So let's get a move on. So we're going to go 1. Administer a dose and get that over there. And then she has the Sao Paulo card, and we are just going to go to Sao Paulo and get rid of my 2nd to last vaccine dose to get rid of the Superbug there. So now I only have Superbug in Eastern or Western Europe, whatever it's doing wrong. All right, see what I get. Ooh, a 4th blue. And a red. That's not bad. Yeah. I think I cure blue next turn. Rolling in the ocean, praying that I don't get a black. A yellow, which will be the first one there in a while. And Hong Kong. Wow, we haven't seen you in a while. Bogota. Now we're getting into new cards that I haven't seen before. So some new cities are going to get infected. And Jakarta. You know your job, veterinarian. Go soothe those chickens. That's 2, 3, and 4 to eventually pick up all that vaccine. I won't need it. I only need 4, possibly 5 doses. But I have been adding them the entire time. All right, this epidemic has been super late. It happens sometimes. You get like the really early one, the really late one. You have like a big pocket of not much to do. So I have the Swizzly card for red. I have 2 cures left to get. All right. Once again, roll in the ocean. I don't care this time. Black. Ha ha! That's what you get for trying to torture me. We got Sydney, all new cities because of the big gap, which I'm totally fine with. Taipei. Man, I'm starting to run low on red. Need to watch that sneakiness. And Lima. All right, Gene Splicer's turn. 4 vaccines for a full round after they created. Give me over here. After they created the vaccine factory, we are going to discard Essen to travel to Essen, and that's 2. Apply vaccine, which is 3. No vaccine hesitancy here. And head up to St. Petersburg so that hopefully we can get that vaccinated as well. At the end of the Gene Splicer's turn, I'm very hopeful to have it done, but I'm going to get an epidemic. It'll probably mess with me, but those the best laid plans, right? Another thing I want to do is I want to play this sample delivery card, and I want to get Atlanta. Actually, I pick any player I want, so I can have Montreal delivered to the first responder. First responder now has the blue cure. Can discard this. And we'll have a nice hand clean. So if I need to build up red cure here or set up Gene Splicer for red, I have the option of doing either one. Let's go ahead and pick some cards for Gene Splicer. That's good. Ooh, I got my rainbow. Yes! All right, roll in the ocean. Blue. I haven't had blue in a while. If I've even rolled blue at all. This game, San Francisco. There we go. Delhi gets its first cube. A lot of first cubes being handed out. Shanghai. I may just die to red. And I'm not going to add vaccine. It's way too much. I don't need all that vaccine. All right, it is the first responder's turn. We're going to use her action. I think the mobility has been so much fun in this game. I was wondering how it would work out, but it's working out beautifully. We are going to cure blue. And that is 1 more left. And now I am not going to ignore red anymore. We're going to go here and put 1 back in the crate. If I win by 1 cube left in red, I'll be very happy I did that. All right, so mathematically, this has to be an epidemic. Nope, not that one. That one. Wow. I took advantage of that pocket and really turned the game towards me. Let's see what happens now. All right, so the card is Kinshasa. And the first responder is going to be a star 1 more time. And fly like an eagle. Yeah, to do treat disease. Oh, and treat, because it's a cured disease. I cure. I get all 3 of them. That seems overpowered. All right, it is at its second 3. Roll in the ocean. That is a nothing. You saw it. You saw it. All right. Mutation in... You're kidding me. Western Europe, clean up your act. Good Lord. Oh boy, Tehran, which I'm totally fine with, and Mumbai, which had cleaned up the tax. See, why can't you be more like India, Western Europe? Learn from your former colonized properties. All right, the good news is that as long as another Superbug doesn't come in, I will get it next turn. So then we are going to take 2 doses. I technically take them all, but I'm only going to need 2. Let's take 3 just in case I get screwed. We are going to use that to treat there. We're going to move to Algiers, and we're going to use that to treat there. We are almost done with the Superbug. All right, we're taking 3 doses down to 1. We're taking 2 cards. Meh. All right, I think the Hinterlands, as long as I don't get like a run of terribleness, is pretty much under control. So that is up to 1. And let's see what happens. Chicago. Okay, gets its 3rd. Got to mind that. Beijing. Boom! No! Oh, wait a minute. That belongs there. Sorry about that. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cubes in there, but a lot going on. Especially if I get a little run of red over there. I do not. Cairo gets its 3rd. All pandemic games kind of have to come down to the wire, don't they? You know what's going to happen now. We got 1, 2, 3. Paris, you resistant. Well, you know what I was going to call you. We're not going to do that. But we finally got compliance. The Superbug is over. Victory condition number 1 achieved. All right, we're going to work on getting a red card. That is not a red card. That is, infection rumor. Draw as many infection cards as the current infection rate. And look at them. Put 1 in the infection discard pile. Oh, wow. That is really good. That's like a kind of remastered, whatever that's called. I forget which event in the first base game takes out cards. But in fact, you can actually do that during one of the infections, which is a great time to get it. Nice. All right, roll in the ocean. Black gets its 2nd cube. We got Khartoum. Gets its 3rd. Should be a very interesting end of game. I have had 1 outbreak. If I die to outbreaks, I will be very mad. Sao Paulo gets its 2nd. And Istanbul, which was rendered not a problem early in the game, gets its 2nd. Not worried about it. We're close to the end. Beautiful friend. 1, 2... 3 can only fly to a research station and keep cubes in the red bank. All right, I actually only have 5 cards left in the deck. I hope I have enough. I hope that the epidemic does me well. Regional response team. I don't know if I'm going to get to use that. An advanced team. Until this player's next turn, ignore 1 outbreak. Wow. That is the perfect time to get that card as well. I think I am set up to win with a resounding win. All right, I think I have it with the Gene Splicer, so let's just make sure that I get it. There we go. And you know your job. One more time. Go ahead and clean those hinterlands. All right, let's see if we can end this off. Well, of course. All right, I think I got all the events. You've seen them all. So I am going to use Advanced Team, which until this player's turn, ignore 1 outbreak. That's nice. And I also have the First Responder, so this is as maybe anticlimactic. We'll see what happens. All right, let's see where we're at. We're in Osaka. Ooh. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-O. No! No! Not red cubes, no! Oh, no. All right, so I don't care about anywhere else. We're going to focus here on red. Roll into the Indian Ocean. Blue, which gets its 3rd cube. In the Hinterlands, I'm not too worried about that. And, so a couple of things. I can play this Infection Rumor. I can draw 4 cards because that is the current infection rate. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. What are we going to discard? Already I know the red one. Oh, yeah. Get out of here. Chicago will blow. Tehran and Istanbul will get a couple. Chicago blows up. Boom! So we get 1, 2, 3, 4. So San Francisco got 4. 3. Atlanta has 3. Got blue cubes everywhere, and I literally... Are you kidding me? Alright, so the reason I'm not worried is this one, emergency conference, pick a player. You. Over there. Everybody gets together. We're going to trade because we're in red for this city. And we are going to have my 2 cards, red cards, and the Rainbow Rest to to clear the red and win the Superbug Hinterland Challenge. I certainly hope that you are having as much fun watching this as I am filming these. This is completely rejuvenating me playing Pandemic. It's my favorite game, as you can see. Diving in and exploring characters that I haven't played all that often. Noting that my only loss was due to the local liaison, who I think I will never play again in that In the Lab game. If you haven't seen those other playthroughs, go ahead and check back on the One Stop Co-op Shop channel. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Till next time, this is Jason reminding you that we will see you at the next stop.